Can anyone please confirm whether am I audible or not? Okay, thank you. Let's wait for a few minutes. Let everyone join. After that, I'll start. Hello, am I audible? Can anyone please confirm again? Okay. Okay, so good evening everyone. I am Riya Tapwal. I am doing PhD at IIT Kharagpur in Computer Science and Engineering Department under the supervision of Professor Sudeep Mishra and Professor Surjakanta Pal. Today we all are here to discuss your doubts as well as to solve a previous year NPTEL assignment questions. So today I am going to solve the assignment of week 1. Can anyone please tell me that whether all the lectures of week 1 has been completed or not? Anyone can unmute and say yes. Okay, done. Okay, fine. So yeah, now I am going to share my screen. Now I'm not able to see your messages because I have opened my presentation mode. So please, if anyone have any question, then please unmute yourself and say. Um, okay. Are you able to see my screen? Yeah.
Ma'am, from where should we get this presentation?
Can you please repeat? Your voice is not clear. Hello.
Ma'am, from where we can download this PowerPoint presentation?
Yeah, the link will be provided to you.
Ma'am, actually, in video lecture they showed this PowerPoint presentation, but there is no such downloadable link from where we can download this PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, after this session, you will be able to download. I'll provide the link to you. You will be able to download this presentation from there.
Yes, ma'am, please provide the link in the chat.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So yeah, now I am going to start. If you have any doubts, then I'll suggest you to please ask the question at the end of this presentation. In between, I am going to solve all the question and I'll solve your doubts after this presentation. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, one of my friend is not able to join, ma'am.
Yeah, actually, total number of students that can join over Google Meet is 100 only, and they have provided this option. So 100 are there, so I can't admit him. Sorry for
Okay,
that.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start. All of you, please mute yourself, and if you have any doubt, then we will discuss your doubts at the end of presentation. Fine. Okay. So yeah, first question is, which of the following areas are identified as IoT enablers? Options are RFID, smart networks, nanotechnology, and all of the above. As you have already covered your lecture, so this will be interactive session. I'll ask you question, and if you are able to give answers, then please. So anyone, that which of the following areas are identified as IoT enablers?
Other.
Yeah. So yeah, the right option is all of the above. I'm going to explain why this is all of the above and what all these terms are. What is RFID? What is smart network? What is nanotechnology? I'm going to explain each and everything to you. Okay. So first of all, what is RFID? So RFID is a technology which use tags and readers. So these tags have unique ID over these, and readers are used to read those tags, and with the help of these RFIDs, we can provide unique IDs to different objects. Second one is smart networks. Smart networks are used to connect your different IoT devices, different actuators, sensors. Third one is nanotechnology. Nanotechnology means the devices which are used in this technology are of nano size. That's why these are called nanotechnology. Now all the three terms which I have said, that is RFID, smart networks, and nanotechnology, is called your IoT enabler. So why these are called IoT enabler? In order to understand this, we should know that what is IoT exactly. Okay. So IoT is the internet technology which connect various devices, machines, tools to the internet and enable their communication. Or we can also say that Internet of Things is the network of physical objects, for example your machine, sensors, actuators, anything, uh, uh, which communicate and which can communicate or sense or interact with their internal states or external environment. The enabling technology for the same can be RFID, sensors, smart networks, nanotechnologies, IoT devices, actuators, and many others. Okay. So These are the
What
definition.
is
Yeah.
smart network? Smart network, please explain.
Okay. Smart network means, for example, okay. In case of I guess all of you are from computer science, or everyone knows what exactly is networks, right? Or do I need to explain that also?
No, network means connected devices
Yeah, connected devices is
which
called.
can communicate.
Yeah, right. Which can communicate with the help of network. Different devices can communicate with each other. Now, in case of smart networks, the connection which establish is in smart way. For example, we don't need to create that connection manually, right? That will be automatic. For example, you can take the example, whenever we move from one state to another state, the mobile network automatically switches to that state network, right? So this is because of this smart network interconnection. So this is what smart network is. That network don't do not need manual intervention in between. That can automatically switch. Now, the next question is, which of the following is a digital sensor? So,
Excuse me, ma'am.
yeah.
Ma'am, here I have a question. Which is what is the meaning of enabler, ma'am? It is that it can help in the connecting the network, or it's a devices which can connect.
Can you please repeat? I'm not getting what you said.
मैम ये अनेबलर का मीनिंग क्या होता है मैम? मतलब जो डिवाइसेस को कनेक्ट करे वो टेक्नोलॉजी, या फिर जो खुद एक मतलब किसी नेटवर्क से कनेक्ट हो?
Yeah, enabler mean which is enabling your technology. It can be जो तुम्हारा devices को connect करे, जो तुम्हारा devices है, everything which is enabling your IoT is called IoT enabler. जो उस मतलब IoT के अंदर क्या क्या चीज़ें आती हैं, IoT पूरा का पूरा किस चीज़ से बन रहा है, that is your IoT enabler.
ओके मैम.
For example, you can take the example, we can say कि sensor is a IoT enabler. Why? Because in IoT, sensors are used for sensing the outside environment. Further, IoT does not means only devices. There should also be interconnection between these devices. There should be communication between these devices, right? So for that communication, we need network. So network is also a part of your IoT, network is also your IoT enabler. After that, actuators. Once sensing is done, once communication is done between these devices, then after that, if someone wants some action on the basis of that sensor data, then we need actuators, right? So actuators can also be a part of your IoT. So actuators are also your IoT enablers. ओके.
यस मैम. थैंक यू.
एक्चुएटर क्या बताया आपने, एक बार वो थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए ना प्लीज.
व्हाट?
एक्चुएटर एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए प्लीज.
अच्छी तरह.
एक्चुएटर.
I'll suggest कि once I complete the presentation, after that I'll take your doubts. Will it be better?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, so basically it means that everything that makes IoT possible, inclusive,
Yeah,
including
that is your IoT enabler, right?
enabler. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So next question is, which of the following is a digital sensor? Options
C.
are KY013, LX1972. Third one is DHT11. Fourth one is LM35D. So in
C.
order.
DHT11.
DHT11.
Yeah, right. So first of all, can anyone tell me what exactly is a sensor?
Ma'am, anything that
This is humidity sensor.
condition.
No, I'm just asking ki what is sensor. I'm not asking ki humidity sensor or whatever sensor you are saying.
Sensor is a
Can
device
collect data.
which can sense and giving the output in the electrical signals.
Yeah. Sensor is a device which can
Which can
sense or
sense
collect
the
the
stimulus.
data from the outside environment, right?
And it will convert it into an electrical signal. Output of the sensor is always an
Right.
electrical signal.
So Your sensors can be digital as well as analog, right? So your analog sensors are the sensor which are sensing the values and converting that values into voltages, continuous analog voltages. However, your digital sensors are the devices that sense the data and convert those into a discrete digital values, that is 0 or 1. Now the question is, out of these four, which one is digital sensor? So as one of you said that DHT11, yeah, right. This one is your digital sensor. Can anyone tell me the functionality of KY013? That what exactly is KY013?
Madam, here one question.
Yeah.
Actually, we don't know how this classification is done for sensors. If we once we know the classification, then only we can talk about digital, it is analog.
Yeah.
Because these nomenclatures are depend upon how classification is done.
No, nomenclature is not depending upon the classification of sensor. It's just the name is given to all the sensors, and the classification is done on the basis that how these sensors are giving you the output data.
Agreed. But this the nomenclature which is done like DST and 11 and KY013,
Yeah.
how it is done we don't know. That is what.
It is the analog sensors.
That YKY013 is analog. This you are
Analog,
asking.
this is the temperature sensor actually.
Yeah, KY013 is a temperature sensor which is getting your temperature value in the form of analog signals. After that, what is your LX1972? Anyone? No?
Ma'am, how to identify by looking names?
By looking names you cannot identify. You have to, okay, for example, my name is Riya Tapwal. Okay, can you identify me by looking at my name whether I am doing PhD or not? These things you have to learn, that this KY013 sensor is
Light sense.
yeah, this is analog sensor, and what is the functionality of this sensor, which kind of values these are sensing, all these things you have to learn, right?
But there are too many sensors, so how can we learn name of every sensor?
But there some popular sensors are there, you can learn those only. And for exam purpose, I'll suggest if you go through the videos and if you go through the books as suggested in the lectures, then you will be able to solve the questions, if only for the exam purpose. And if you want to do some projects related to your sensors, then I'll suggest you to firstly identify your problem statement, and after that you will do your literature survey and research that which sensor will be suitable for your work, right?
Ma'am, please tell list of important sensors for exam purpose.
These are given in your books, so you can check over there, and in lecture videos also these the names of few sensors are given, and at the end of this presentation also I'll show you some sensors. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
So the name of the sensor does not indicate the function of the sensor, ma'am.
No, for example, some of can. For example, your DHT means digital humidity temperature, right? But every sensor, every name of sensor cannot do the same. So by just looking at the name, you cannot say whether this one is digital or analog. So either you have to know their complete the full form of that sensor, otherwise you have to learn.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, please explain analog versus digital sensors. Means what is the main difference?
The main difference is in case of analog sensors, the value which a sensor is sensing or which the sensor is giving us is in the form of continuous voltages, right? But in case of digital sensor, consider an example. For example, you are using some temperature sensor, so that will also sense the temperature in the form of voltage only, electrical signal only. But in case of your digital sensor, it is taking, for example, if the value is greater than your 5 volt, I'm just giving you an example, then it will consider it as 1, otherwise it will consider it as 0. So the way in which your sensor is giving output, uh, on that basis we are going to classify whether the sensor is digital or analog. If it is giving your output in the form of 0 or 1, then it is your digital sensor, otherwise it is your analog sensor.
Just
Ma'am, like if the output is 97.5, so it can also be a digital sensor.
97.5.
Yes, ma'am, can, because suppose the temperature is 97.5 degree Fahrenheit
Yeah.
and the sensor is giving output 97.5. So is this a digital sensor or an analog sensor?
See, in case of it, I hope you know graphs, that how to plot graphs. So if
Yes.
yeah, so if the plot of the graph is in the form of your digital form, that is in the form of your 0 and 1 voltages, right? So that voltage can be, I'm just saying 0 and 1, so it can be represented in the form of your Celsius, that 97.5 degrees Celsius. So it can be considered as 1. So if that graph is in the form of digital, then it is your digital sensor. If it is that continuous waveform, then it is your analog sensor.
So now output will be 0 or 1 only. It can't be 97.5 in case of digital sensor.
It can be 97.5. I'm just saying ki, if that 0 and 1 can be considered as your that Celsius form, in the form of Celsius. For example, that I'm just saying ki, if your temperature is greater than 96 degrees Celsius, right? So that can be considered as your 1. So it can be 97.5 also, 98 also, 99 also. But the plotting of that can be done in the form of 0 and 1.
Okay, so finally they will be converted to 0 or 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am.
These are the these are just definitions of your sensor: analog sensor, digital sensor. So as I said, that analog sensor produce continuous output signals or voltages, which is generally proportional to the quantity being measured. For example, your temperature sensor is measuring 97, then it will plot 97 only. If it is measuring 98, then whatever value it is measuring, it will just plot these values over the graph. However, in case of your digital sensor, discrete digital outputs will be plotted. So here are your the functionalities of these sensors. For example, your LX1972 is an analog light sensor. Further, your KY013 and LM35D are analog temperature sensor. However, your DHT11 is a digital temperature and humidity sensor. Next one is which of the following is considered as long range radio used in IoT? Options are Bluetooth, RFID, LoRa, and last one is none of them. Anyone?
LoRa.
LoRa.
Can anyone please tell me that on what basis are you going to consider whether it is a long range radio or short range?
It depends on the fact that how long is the range of the frequency traveled. Is it like just a few meters or kilometers?
Yeah, right. So anyone knows that what is the range that Bluetooth can cover?
11 meters.
10 to 11 meters.
RFID. Anyone?
RFID, I don't know, ma'am.
Anyone?
50
No?
meters.
Maximum up to 50 meters, not above that. So it depends upon the version which you have purchased, which you are using, right? And LoRa,
10 kilometers, more than 10 kilometers in perfect condition.
more than
10 kilometers.
yeah. So on that basis, that since LoRa is covering your up to 5 to 10 kilometers, so it is considered as long range radio. So, so LoRa, the range which is covered by LoRa also depends upon the region where you are using that. For example, in urban areas it is up to 2 to 5 kilometers. However, in rural areas it is up to 15 to 5 to 15 kilometers. And in case of line of sight, it is greater than 15 kilometer. Can anyone please tell what can be the reason behind this?
Because in
On the
the
line of
urban
sight,
area, the network has to travel through those obstacles.
What can you please repeat?
No obstacles.
Yeah, right. No
Uh,
obstacles. In case of your urban areas, since there are lots of obstacles there, and your data have to travel through, your data have to face them, so the range will decrease in urban areas. However, in case of your rural areas, there are less obstacles. And in case of line of sight, it is easy to communicate. It will be easy for the data to travel. So next one is solenoid valve finds application in blank equipment. So options are hydraulic and electrical,
Option
electrical
C.
and pneumatic, electrical and mechanical, hydraulic and pneumatic. First of all, what is solenoid valve? Anyone?
it is used in electro-pneumatic circuit. The solenoid is powered, and when it is powered, the compressed air can flow freely.
Can you please repeat? Your voice is not clear.
I'm saying that it is used in electro-pneumatic circuits
Okay.
when you have to move pistons. When the solenoid valve is powered, the actuation takes place. For example, A plus, A minus.
Yeah, okay. So basically, solenoid valve is a device, electrically activated valve, which is used to control the flow of your fluid or gases. Right? It is used to control the flow and direction of air or liquid in any industry. So the correct option for this will be D, hydraulic and pneumatic, because hydraulic is related to your water, liquid, and pneumatic is related to your gases. Now, question number 5. Which of the following connects an IoT LAN with a WAN and to the internet? Options are IoT node, IoT proxy, IoT gateway, and IoT network.
And IoT gateway.
Gateway.
Okay.
gateway.
Okay. What is IoT gateway?
Connecting to networks, different
Provide,
networks.
Okay. And what?
provide global connectivity in IoT network.
Yeah. And what is IoT proxy? Anyone? So, anyone know what is proxy server?
Snap. Now it is a
It
server between
basically helps to
two
connect to the
different.
internet.
Now it's a mediator between two servers.
It's a mediator between two servers. Not exactly two servers. It's a mediator between your end device. Yeah, it can be mediator between two servers, as well as it can be mediator between your end devices as well as server. So the basic purpose of your proxy is to provide cache to your end devices.
Pardon?
Do you know about cache memory?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah, so basically the aim of using IoT proxy is to provide cache to the end devices. For example, wait, I'll make diagram to show you. For example, my screen is still visible, right?
Yes.
These are your various sensors. As you said that you are using, sorry for writing and drawing, I'm not that much good in making drawings. This is your gateway. As you said, this gateway is used to interconnect to your outside network. Now here will be your proxy server. And further, this proxy is further connected to maybe your cloud or anything outside network now. So this is your cloud, okay, and this is your proxy server. Now these are your IoT devices. IoT devices can be anything, your laptop also, your mobile phone also. So for example, if you are accessing some services from cloud, right, or if you are browsing anything on Google, right, so the history, according to the history of your browsing, the main data which you use to access very frequently gets stored in your proxy. So the main aim of this, to store that data in proxy, is to reduce the access time, because if you want to access the same data from cloud every time, then it will take uh, large time as compare if that data is stored somewhere near to the end devices, right? So the basic purpose of this proxy server or proxy, IoT proxy, is to provide cache to the data which is frequently accessed by the end devices, right? So here, which of the following connects IoT LAN with a WAN and to the internet? So IoT node is the end devices, all the end devices. It can be anything, your phone, sensor, your laptop, anything. IoT proxy I have explained to you. IoT gateway is the correct answer, which is used to interconnect your sensor network with the outside network. And last one is your IoT network. IoT network comprises of all those things. So correct option is IoT gateway.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, please explain IoT node.
IoT node can be anything, any device, any end device, or any
What
device.
is
Yeah.
end device?
End device means, end device can be anything which is accessing data from your server. it can be your mobile phone, it can be your laptop, it can be your sensor as well, it can be your actuators which is accessing servers services from the server can be considered at the end device, the devices which are present at the end users. Consider you are not consider everyone is end user, right? So all the devices which you are using are end devices. For example, your mobile phone, your laptop, your PC system, or it can be your smartwatch also, which is sensing your data or sending it to server, anything.
So IoT node and this end devices, they are exactly same.
What?
IoT node and end devices are exactly same.
Yeah, in case of IoT nodes, each and everything that is present at the user layer or IoT nodes. Okay.
And then how gateway basically works means you said that it connects to outside network.
Yeah.
But how basically please give brief description of gateway.
Okay. That how it is interconnecting to the outside world. For that, you have to watch the videos of computer networks. Right, there you can have idea about your routers, that how routers are working, how gateways are working, each and every your network device you can have idea over there.
Hello,
Yeah.
ma'am. IoT proxy is MEC server.
What IoT proxy?
MEC, MEC multi-access edge computer server.
Multi access what?
Multi-access edge computer. Multi-access edge computing chip.
No, proxy server can be any server which is placed between your end server and your end devices.
Okay.
Next one is, which of the following is not a function of IoT gateways? So options are switching, firewall and VPN services. Third one is protocol conversion, and fourth one is none of the above. So,
I think protocol conversion.
protocol conversion. Why?
As you said that gateways just connect to the outside network. So if they are connecting them, they can provide firewall but they won't convert anything, I think.
But protocol conversion is required. For example, see, there is some internal network, right? And there's maybe some outside, there will be outside. Have you read about those multicast protocols and unicast protocols in computer networks? Or BGP protocol?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, so basically, a protocol conversion is required in order to send data from one network to another network, because there may be chances that see, if we are using some kind of protocols in our network, but that protocol is not applicable in the outside network through which we are sending our data to the destination. So there might be a need in order to share that data reliably to the destination, to make some changes in the protocol in order to send that data over that outside network. Fine?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So answer will be none of the above, because IoT gateways can do your switching, firewall and VPN services also they provide, and protocol conversion is also required, and the one which is not is none of the above. Yeah, and one more thing, these IoT devices are resource constrained devices or energy constrained devices, right? So, in order to communicate, and these devices are using your short range wireless transmission modes in order to send data. For example, your Bluetooth, Zigbee, or any service, right? So these modes are not suitable to send data to the destination, which is at a distant place from the sender. So this gateway is also necessary uh, to that's why gateway is necessary to interconnect your sensor network with the outside world, because this will provide a long range transmission mode to your data. So here are some functions of your gateway, that is switching, routing, translating protocols, firewall and VPN services, security, processing, managing and filtering data. Next
And
one,
please explain switching in gateway.
switching in gateway. Okay, have you read about switching techniques which are in computer networks?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so anyone can tell that what kind of switching techniques are present?
Ma'am, circuit switching, packet switching,
Yeah, and there is one
and
more.
message switching.
What?
Message switching.
Passive switching.
Yeah. So yeah, one by one, please define each of the names you have given.
Then basically, I know that switching is used to forward data packet to specific MAC address
Your voice,
in computer network.
your voice is not clear. Can you please repeat what you said?
Ma'am, I said basically I know that switching is used to transmit a data packet to specific MAC address.
Switching is used to transmit your data packet to specific MAC address. This is what you are saying.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I know. Now please explain further.
Yeah, in case of switching, that how this your data will move from your sender to your destination, this your switching will define, right? So as someone has told that there are 3 or 4 different kinds of switching. So depending upon the switching technique which we are using, we are transmitting our data. In case of your packet switching, your data is divided into various packets, and these packet address is given over these packets, and these packets can follow different routes in order to reach to your destination, and numberings are provided over these data packets. And once these data packets reached at your destination end, further the aggregation of all those data packets will be done, and your complete data will reach at your destination end. On the other hand, if someone is using another kind of switching, then there is a case, then these packets will follow same path, they will not follow different paths. Okay, so these are the various these are the differences between various kinds of switching, and it depends upon which kind of switching we are using at that particular time.
Ma'am, how gateway provides switching?
How?
That is what I was asking.
How gateway provides switching? See,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, in case the functionality of gateway here is, for example, if there is a network, do you know maximum transmission, MTU, that maximum amount of data we can transmit over a network? So actually,
Pardon, please.
what?
What you said?
Uh,
What have you said?
do you know about MTU?
Yeah, ma'am, that is maximum packet length, I guess. Similar to that. Maximum packet that can be sent at one time.
Right. So this gateway is present in between your 2 different networks, right? So for one network, the maximum transferable unit will be different, and for other network it can be different. So if you are sending data packet of larger size, then this gateway will break down your packets into two different packets and further do numbering over that and further send your data packets over the network. The functionality of gateway is similar to your computer network's gateway only. It's not different, that how it is providing switching is same as we have studied in computer networks.
Ma'am, basically, switching provided by gateway matches the MTU or makes if MTU of one network is greater than the other,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it breaks the data
Right.
packet of the
Right.
greater network MTU.
Right, right.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Next one is, which of the following is not a characteristics of IoT? Options are intermittent connectivity, ambiguous naming and addressing. Third one is scalable architecture. Fourth one is abundance of sleeping nodes. Anyone?
And the option.
Ma'am, B, I guess.
Yeah, because of this ambiguous naming, we cannot use ambiguous naming in IoT. That will create problem in order to identify the destination as well as sender. That if you are using ambiguous naming in your IoT network, then it will be, for example, the name of your sender is ambiguous, then it will be difficult for the destination to know from where the data packet has been come. Or if the destination name is ambiguous, then it will be difficult for the intermediate nodes, that is your gateways, router, to identify to where we need to send your data. So we cannot use ambiguous naming and addressing in your IoT network. So these are the characteristics of your IoT, that it should be efficient, scalable, and the architecture should be associated. There should be interconnectivity between all the nodes. There should be unambiguous naming and addressing. Third one is there should be abundant sleeping nodes that can be mobile or non-mobile or non-IP devices. Fourth one is intermittent connectivity. Now next one is,
Ma'am, what are sleeping nodes? What are sleeping nodes?
okay. So as I have already told, I guess that your IoT devices are resource constrained devices, right? So they don't have that much energy that whole time they are able to be in awake state. So whenever they are not in use, they are in sleep mode. So the nodes which are in sleep mode are called sleeping devices.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, what kind of IP addressing do we use in IoT?
IP addressing that we use in IoT, that thing I need to check actually.
Actually, during the lectures, sir made a statement that IP addressing is not enough in IoT. So, what kind of alternative do we have?
What can you please repeat?
Ma'am, in one of the lectures, I feel is the second lecture, sir has made a statement that IP addressing, under the topic of characteristics of IoT, sir made a statement that IP addressing is not enough in terms of IoT.
Your
So,
voice
what?
is breaking. Can you please write down your question in the chat box?
Sure, sure.
Real world projects in which we should work with IoT and other technologies. In one of the lecture, it was mentioned that IP addressing is not enough in IoT. This thing I need to check actually. I will let you know in the next lecture. And the other question is, what are the what is it? Ma'am, can you real world projects in which we should work with IoT and other technology like ML, AI, and data? Yeah, there will be various projects. For example, in healthcare. Okay, now I'll give you some example of healthcare. So here only in IIT Kharagpur, there is one IoT project in which they are Please mute yourself, whoever has. Yeah. Uh, Please mute. Yeah. Real world projects, yeah. So in case of real world projects, it can be used in healthcare. Now how it can be used, for example, there are various kinds of sensors which we use to measure our vitals. For example, it can be your SpO2 sensor, it can be your temperature sensor, it can be your ECG sensor, for measuring your heart rate. So what we have proposed is we have made a system which is based on these sensors only. So the main aim of that project is to provide the vital information to the doctors whenever the patient is in ambulance, right? So we have proposed the name of the product which we have made is AIH. Okay, so the main aim of that product is to measure the vitals of the patient whenever he is in ambulance, just because the person is not in the reach of doctor, so doctor can continuously monitor the patient with the help of sensors, and that monitoring will be obviously remotely. So these kind of projects you can do. Okay, or you can also do, for example, in case of industries also, uh, we can use various types of sensors in order to monitor the health of a machine. For example, you can at your home only you can use various types of sensor. For example, you can take vibration sensor, fix that sensor over a motor which is used in your grinder or whatever. So on the basis of that vibration you can do analysis that by using your machine learning model, and after that analysis is done on the data which you have received through vibration sensor, you can predict whether the health of your motor is good or not. So there are various kinds of projects which you can do with the help of your IoT devices and machine learning models.
Ma'am, someone is making a lot of noise.
Yeah, I'm asking him or her to please mute.
And you can mute all.
Wait. Then it will be difficult for you to ask questions.
No, mute all for once. For once only.
Yeah, now it's fine. Okay. The question is question number 8, that rack and pinion is an example of blank actuator. Options are hydrodynamic, second one is electrical, third one is mechanical, and fourth one is none of these. Anyone?
Mechanical.
Mechanical.
What is the use of rack and pinion?
It converts rotary motion of the gear into linear motion of the rack.
Torque.
Yeah, right.
Output is torque.
Yeah, so here I have given some definition of your actuator, that what exactly is actuator. What is your hydraulic actuator? Hydraulic actuator consists of your cylinder or fluid motor that uses hydraulic power to facilitate mechanical operation. Then your pneumatic actuator convert energy formed by vacuum or compressed air at higher pressure into either linear or rotary motion. Third one is your electric actuator. It is powered by a motor that convert electrical energy into mechanical torque. So after that your thermal actuator can be actuated by applying thermal or magnetic energy. Uh, Last one is your mechanical actuator that convert your rotary motion into linear motion, right? And your rack and pinion is a linear actuator that comprises of circular gear engaging a linear gear which convert rotational motion into your linear motion. Next one
Ma'am,
is
please explain actuator once. What is basically an actuator?
actuator. See, the name of actuator tells that what actuator is. Actuator means on the basis of data which we are perceiving from environment, it is performing some action, right?
That means it takes data from sensor and performs some action.
Some action, right? For example, our aim is the if your laptop, consider an example that if your laptop heats up, right, then our aim is to shut down your laptop automatically. So we will place your temperature sensor over there, then temperature sensor will sense the temperature of your laptop, and we will place some actuator. It can here actuator, actually the example which I am taking is not appropriate, but here the aim is to shut down your laptop automatically. So actuator can be your robot here which can shut down your laptop automatically, right? Or we can take an example for key actuator can be your fan which automatically turns on in order to cool down. So actuator is any device which acts upon the data which we have received from sensors.
Thank you, ma'am.
The next one is which of the following is not true. First one is M2M is not a subset of IoT. IoT is a subset of cyber physical system, that is CPS. Third one is your IoT and M2M are same and all of the above.
Ma'am, option A.
Option A.
All of the above.
Option D.
All of the above.
All of the above.
Okay, so we are receiving answer from different answers. Can anyone tell me that what is
Ma'am, D.
M2M?
Machine to
Machine to
communication.
machine.
Machine to machine communication.
Machine to machine communication.
What exactly is machine to machine communication?
Machine to machine. Ma'am, two vehicles are communicating each other like a smart vehicle. They are communicating each other.
Okay.
This can be a machine to machine.
What is IoT?
IoT is a connection of physical devices which are interacting with each other
Okay.
over a network.
And what is cyber physical system?
Sorry?
What is CPS?
CPS include everything from sensing or
Cyber physical system.
sensing से लेके up to physical objects and infrastructure and how they are connected to the internet. All these things are
Then
there.
how your CPS is different from your IoT?
Should be.
No, I'm just asking that how your CPS is different from your IoT.
IoT can function without the web also.
Okay, and CPS?
I guess it requires global connectivity.
Okay. So it means that CPS should be a subset of IoT, right? According to your definition.
No, the reverse, I guess.
No, ma'am.
Why?
It include all the things.
What include all the things?
And all the devices which are connecting over a network.
Okay, give one by one difference. Okay, M2M is clear to all. This is just a machine to machine communication, right? So it is a subset of your IoT as well as CPS. Now anyone can give me a difference between IoT and CPS?
Ma'am, in M2M, what is the difference between M2M and IoT? Even in IoT, we connect the devices, and devices are machines. So we are connecting machines in IoT also.
Yeah, but in case of IoT, everything comes. However, in case of M2M, just the communication between two machines comes, right?
And what is extra in IoT which is not present in M2M?
What is?
What is extra in IoT which is not present in M2M?
Okay, what is extra in IoT which is not present in M2M? Someone has already
Yes.
given. Yeah, someone has already given the answer. Can you please repeat? Whoever has given the answer. Anyone? No?
In IoT, we have internet connectivity, but in M2M, we don't have internet connectivity.
Yeah, we can have or we cannot have. In case of
In M2M, basically only machines communicate. In IoT, the thing can be anything from machine to a refrigerator or any other thing. So M2M is basically a subset of IoT.
yeah, in case of IoT, things can be person also. Agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
But person will be connected via some sensors and they are machines. Directly we cannot connect any person to IoT. So even that is machine to machine.
What? Have you modulated your voice because your voice is so irritating and it's not clear actually?
No ma'am, nothing like that. Ma'am, I am saying that in M2M, we connect machine and in IoT also, you are saying that we can connect person also, but even for person we need to connect some sensors. We cannot directly connect a person. And sensor is also a machine. So we are connecting ultimately machine to machine in IoT.
But
Now, but M2M is a point-to-point connection, right?
yeah, right. M2M is just a point to point connection, and however, in case of your IoT, connection can be of any kind. It can be your point to point connection or it cannot be your point to point connection.
That means only two devices can be connected in M2M.
Yeah.
And multiple devices in IoT. That is the main difference.
In case of IoT, is just not a connection between all the devices. It consists of everything. The devices which are exchanging data, which are interacting with each other, which are also accessing the services from cloud. Each and everything consists of your IoT. However, in case of your M2M, the communication between your two dedicated devices will take place.
And then in IoT we can have multiple devices as well as cloud services.
What? In IoT we have
Multiple devices as well as cloud services can also be used.
Right. Now the question is difference between your IoT and CPS.
In CPS, basically, we are connecting processes. Like in industry, there are some manufacturing processes or some other processes. So for that, we use cyber physical systems. Whereas in IoT, instead of processes, things are being connected.
See, basically, yeah, you are right. In case of internets, you are connecting various things that can be your objects, machines, sensors, or anything to the internet, right? However, in case of your cyber physical system, you are integrating your these devices with your physical processes that are taking place in an industry or anywhere, or the computation which is taking place with the help of your machine learning models or anything. So adding those things into your IoT will make that a CPS. Means CPS consists of IoT as well as your computational analysis as well as physical processes as well, right?
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, please explain what are extra in CPS.
What is extra in CPS?
Yes.
The computation that is taking place with the help of your machine learning models or any other things, that is if that thing is integrated into your IoT, and other physical processes that are taking place in an environment, if those things we are adding into an IoT, then that IoT will become CPS. Means the physical processes plus your computational processes, if we are adding those into your IoT, then it becomes CPS.
Physical processes means?
Physical processes can be anything which are occurring in an environment. For example, you are walking, that is also a physical process.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
For example, in an industry, taken an example of industry, along with your automated part, there are also other processes which are taking place. Humans are working, all other things are taking place, right? So if we are integrating that automated process which are taking place with the help of your IoT, as well as all the physical process, other physical processes which are taking place in that environment, if we are combining both those things, then it becomes CPS.
So, ma'am, can we say that, for example, in working of an industry, if I require IoT along with an intervention from a human side, that forms a CPS?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the 10th question is IoT gateway.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
What was the answer for that question?
Okay, sorry, I haven't given. Yeah, so answer, no, I guess, which is not true. Third one is the right answer. I have mistakenly written that IoT and M2M are same. Actually, IoT and
Ma'am, this first one should also be wrong, right? Since M2M is a subset of IoT.
is not a subset of IoT. This question I need to check. Actually, I have just taken this question from previous year, so I'll check. But logically, your M2M should be a subset of your IoT, and IoT should be your subset of CPS. Okay. So,
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
yeah, I'll check this question and let you know. Next one is IoT gateway WAN addresses changes without change in LAN address. Which of the following helps in achieving it? Options are unique local address, network prefix translation, tunneling, and none of above. Anyone? What?
I think B.
B. What is network prefix translation? Tunneling. Okay, so first of all, who has given the answer B? Can you please tell me what is network prefix translation?
Ma'am, I just use the logic that if we are not changing the LAN address, and LAN address would have, I think, something prefixed to LAN address, and we want to change the WAN address without changing the LAN address, so prefix should be changed. So like this, I thought this answer.
Okay. Anyone else?
Ma'am, the answer would be option C.
Option C. Why?
As we go according to the remote anchor point model that was taught during the classes. So while we are connecting the remote anchoring point to a IoT router, which eventually connects to the gateway, tunneling is a process that can, according to which the WAN changes into the LAN address.
Tunneling is just a process of sending data from inside network to the outside network, right? It's a process. It's not responsible. It does not change your address. With the help of tunneling, tunneling means you are just giving a name to a process by which your data from internal network is going to destination through outside network, right? It is not doing anything. For whole process, we are just giving a name, tunneling. Now between A and B, someone has said that network prefix translation. This network prefix translation, what is the use of network prefix translation is it maps your internal IP to your external IP. As in tunneling, we are sending data from internal network to outside network, right? So there must be a need to map your IP address to the outside network. So the usage of this conversion is done by your network prefix translation. However, your unique local address is responsible for changing the address, for changing your WAN address without changing LAN address. So correct answer is unique local address. So this unique local address are designed to provide unique, adequate uniqueness in order to have extremely small risk. Yeah, we will provide unique addresses to each address, so that there will not be a problem. It's just a definition, and it that IoT gateway WAN addresses changes without change in a LAN address, which of the yeah. Now next
Can
one
please
is
explain that unique local address?
you see for every address is unique, right? In locally for every node you will provide unique address. So the main aim of unique local address is to provide uniqueness to every node through which through which we can send data, right?
No, but this question says IoT gateway WAN address changes without changing LAN address. So how unique local address does this? How unique local address helps in changing the WAN address without changing the LAN address?
See, the question is IoT gateway WAN address changes without changing LAN address. It means your local address is not changing. That is unique, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh. So your local address is unique. So which of these terms is providing uniqueness to